Once again, I am back with another gift of gratitude that you can easily make using some cardstock you have on hand, some scrappy bits, and a little bit of love. Stay tuned and I'll show you how I made these cute little matchbook tea holders. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Fam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, all my artists, creatives, crafters, makers. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab. Now, today I am popping on to share with you a really quick and easy way to make these matchbook tea holders. Now, I'm sure it's been done somewhere before, but I ain't seen it. I know it's been done just because this community is so creative. I know that someone's come up with this. But nevertheless, I'm going to show you how you can use the Autumn Breeze kit by Sonia Stover of Artsy Solutions. She has it available in her Etsy shop. Now, remember, last month, in the month of September, the Crafty Trinity, myself, Sonia, and THELISHA over Baking and Crafting Meets, we did a collaboration, in which case all of us created digital kits and made them available for the public. Now, I used elements from Sonia's kit, which I will put a link below in the description box, and to create this matchbook tea holder. So I'm just going to show you what makes this one so special. So this butterfly came from her kit. This paper is from my add-on, which is it's the Autumn's Breeze digital add-on kit. And then I also used Sonia's pockets. Now, these pockets in her kit look like this. This is what it looks like in her kit, right? And then when you cut it out, this is what it looks like. So they are the perfect size, the absolute perfect size for little tea pouches or tea packs, excuse me. So all you need, now you can make two from one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, or if you have a 12 by 12, you can get 3 of them out of there. But you also obviously will need some additional complementary pieces of paper. Now, I will tell you, if you don't have the kit and you just simply want to make it, you can, because now I did this one. This was just a tester, okay, using some cardstock that I've had for years, and I'm really just, I ain't never going to use it for any future projects. But this is like Christmas themed anyways. So you can do the same thing without the kit. You just would, instead of having the pre-cut pockets, you would use cardstock, cut your pockets, glue them down up, and punch out your thumb hole and glue the sides down, 3 sides down. Okay, but I'm going to give you the dimensions that I used to make this one, and it's similar to this one. So either which way, you have an opportunity to make this, whether you have the kit or whether you don't. And remember, you don't have to use these just for the fall themed tea favors, if you will, gifts of gratitude. You can use it year round using whatever other elements you have. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, the measurements for for the piece of paper that you would have, you need 11 inches long by 3.5 inches wide. Okay, and then you're going to score at 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 6 1/2, and 6 3/4. All right, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and cut our sheet. So we have, I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 11 inches. So that means I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off. Is that even 1/2 inch? It is. All right, let's move along without me questioning everything. And so that allows me to go ahead and cut 3.5 inches wide. And I'm going to cut the second 3.5 inches wide. Now, I will say, if you are not using the little pockets from the kit, go ahead and add an additional 1/4 of an inch to your 3.5 inches, simply because by the time you get finished gluing down the edges here, it takes up a little bit more space than this being able to slide neatly inside of here. So you'll need extra space on each side to account for the glue. All right, so let's get the scoreboard out and get to scoring. All right, so now that you have those 4 score lines at 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 6 1/2, and 6 3/4, you're going to go ahead and burnish that down. Be gentle with your paper. Double-sided is your best option when you're doing projects like this where both sides will be shown, simply because that means you don't have to add any additional papers to camouflage or get rid of white space that you may not want. So here is what you end up with. Okay, now I will tell you this can feel a little flimsy. The one thing you can do is you can back it with paper if that's what you choose to do. You can embellish this as much as you want to, or as little as you want. You can sew around your edges, it just depends. But remember, this is going to be an item that does not, it's not a handmade card, so it's not going to set up on someone's desk or dresser. It's not something that they're going to use every day. It's kind of a throwaway item. So you can put as much love and effort and energy into it as you want, but there's a good chance it's not going to be around past a week. Okay, so that being said, moving right along, what we want to do next is, obviously you want to make sure you know what ephemera you're going to use on the top. I am going to use this cute little farmer's basket, little harvest there from Sonia's kit, along with maybe some a label or two. But the paper that I pulled out, this is from my add-on kit, and this is just some extra cardstock I had on hand. So what I'm going to do is I want to measure, make sure I have this measured. I think these are 3.5, so I want to go with 3 inches. No, 3 1/4, just to frame it. That's there, and I'm going to take off about maybe 3/4 of an inch. Let's try that first. Let's see what we get with that, and that works. All right, so the next thing that I want to do, did I want that to be the back, or did I want that to be the inner part? I think I wanted that to be here. We shall see. Let me go ahead and distress the edges just to see the contrast that I'm going to get with that. You never really know. Go ahead and work amongst yourselves while I'm doing this. And I'm just auditioning the papers. All right, so I've went ahead and inked that. Let me move this out of the way. I don't think I need that any longer. Okay, and then I'm just knocking some of that white back because it's a bit of a contrast. So that will fit on there very cutely. Is that a word? Cutely. Yeah. Just barely fitting. I'm going to pop that up on some pop dots. We'll figure that out in just a second. In the meantime, the next thing we want to do is cut out the pockets. So now remember, if you either have the pockets from the kit, and if not, then you just cut a paper similar to this and notch out your thumb hole. All right, these scissors desperately need to be cleaned. I'm I'll go ahead and cut around this, and I'll be right back because no one needs to see this. All right, so that has been cut out. I'm going to go ahead and use my 1.5 inch circle punch and notch out that. All right, and then I'm going to go around the edges with my Distress ink, simply so that the white isn't so obvious. And because I didn't cut very approximate, there's a little bit of white from the cardstock showing. Cut a little bit more of that down. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and score the lines in this. Oh, gracious, let me turn this the right way. Then I'll go ahead and, now I'm not going to, I usually use bone folder or something to that nature to make the folds crisp, but I really don't want to make them crisp because I want to make sure that there is room in the folder, in the pocket, for the tea. And if I make it too tight, then there's a chance that it may lay too flat, if that makes sense. All right, so how I'm going to glue this down in here, I need to make sure that my tea pouches, packets, or whatever you want to call it, can line up. Prayerfully, my measurements are correct. There's always that chance that you were off. All right, so we got that there. Put this one here, and then we slide this one in here. Yep, it'll work. Just be sure. Okay, so we still have 1/4 inch right there, so we're good. So now I'm going to caution you, when you are gluing down pockets, always make sure that the flap that things sit on is on the outside of the other flaps. Otherwise, if you do it like this, when you're trying to put that tea, whatever, inside the bag, there's a chance that it gets caught on this as it's trying to go down. So always make sure that that's on the outside of what you're gluing down. Now you can use tacky glue, or you can use, wow, really? Tacky glue, or any type of, a thicker wet glue, as opposed to, or Eileen's tacky, whatever works for you. I'm almost out of this one. Okay, probably should pick that up. So I'm going to push these to the inside. Let that rest back there. And then go ahead and center it about 1/4 inch above that second score line. And then you just press in place so that the glue will have an opportunity to hold and catch and do what it does. Okay, and then you do the same for the second one. I'll do that and I'll be right back. Make sure you line that second one up about 1/4 inch, maybe 1/8 inch above the first one. Also, you don't want to obstruct the thumb hole, so you don't want it too close, but you want to give it enough space. Okay, and then just press it in place. Make sure your glue catches And then you're done with that part. And I'm going to move this off to the side so I can make sure I have the next step in place. Now this, again, this is a really simple project. It's really not that intricate. All right, I feel like the background needs a little something more. So I'm not going to use this, which is my paper. I'm going to get some book page. Just a little extra interest there. Let's see how we can make this, turn this the opposite way. I need a wider piece. All right, change my mind just that quick. I'm going to use some other scrappy bits that I have lying around here. All right, so let me go ahead and lay that paper down in its current position. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down. Let me flip this over. Okay, then let me get some, do I want to use glue dots? Why not? Why not? Because I really don't feel like cutting the foam tape, because God knows it definitely did messes up your scissors. You got to clean them. Got to take time to clean them. So I'm just going to put a few of these on here. Pop that up and then figure out what I'm going to do with that label. All right, so now I've decided I'm going to use this label here. I'm going to go ahead and put the lay the ephemera down, position it, and then I'll be able to put the put the label where I want it. Once this is in place, I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the back of this, just so that around, a couple around the edges, just in case. What is going on with that? Just in case it pops up. There we go. How about I try finishing sentences while I'm crafting? All right. So I don't want the label there. So let me try and position this. Maybe right there. That'd be cute. All right, got that. Everything is in place there. We'll put that label on an angle, or shall we? Something like that. Yeah. All right, so I did find a stamp set that I wanted to use, or a stamp, I should say. So let me slide some things out of the way. Stamp. Ink. and stamp block. And I'm going to use the Cartabella. This is one of my favorite stamp sets. Where was it? Life is Beautiful. Because it is. Life is indeed beautiful. All right, there we go. So I think that'll be cute right there like that. All right, well, I'm waiting for that to thoroughly dry because sometimes that ink smears. We'll go on to the next step. All right, so I've cleared off my desk. I'm just going to add some glue to the back of this so I can lay it down. And then I think one more thing that I want to do is add a sticker at the bottom where the closure is going to be. Now, I don't want to do too much, because then we start taking away from the design. Let me go ahead and put the T's in here so we'll know, one, that they fit, and then two, that what the height needs to be for the closure. All right, so that's going to be like that. And I think I want something. This will work. But what I don't want is the foam. I want it to just lay flat. Don't always come off the way you want to. I do find that if you heat it up a little bit, it does help. Using your embossing gun, your heat gun. All right, so hopefully that's not too bent out of shape. Right, we can use that as a part to help lift it up. All right, so last thing that you want is the fastener dots from the Dollar Tree. And several calls come in. All right, so what you want to make sure you do is make sure it's lined up properly. So then what you'll do is you'll put your fastener dot down on the lower edge with the other one attached. Make sure that it's where it needs to be, okay? And then once you have that in place, right where it's supposed to be, take that top layer off and remove your fingers. Make sure that you have it exactly how you want it and everything is lined up. And then you press your paper in place, okay? Now you can cut this in half and use 2 of them on each side. It's totally up to you. I don't think that part makes a difference, just as long as you can get it to stay closed. You can also, there's other ways to create closures, but that ain't in this video. There we go. All right, and so the last thing I want to do is add this little piece of ephemera leaf to here. All right, so I'm just going to get my glue. I think I would add some more to this by now. Press that in place like so. And there you have it. That is complete. You can add as much to this or as little as to it as you want. It is completely up to you because it, of course, is based on your style as well as who you are gifting this to. Now remember, you have your mail carriers, your Amazon drivers, your doctors, your teachers, your kids' teachers or grandkids' teachers. You have your Sunday school teachers. You have your auxiliary, your people who serve in your church. Everybody deserves a nice little thank you. It's just a matter of how much energy do you have to create little gifts of gratitude, so that's totally up to you. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video and that it inspired you to pull out what you have, or perhaps even grab one of the kits and get busy putting together some gifts of gratitude. Even mass make if you have to, whatever your time and funds permit you to do. Anyways, guys, listen, until we're back here together on Patreon and YouTube, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative and crafty. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community, and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.